Oh, yeah.
The movie you're making me watch today is John Carpenter's They Live, 1988, came out 20 days before I was born.
Ooh.
November 8th, 1988.
Are you born when the day Bush got elected? Or like
God Bless America I was.
Yeah, right, okay.
Wait, which? I don't know. Maybe
the second Bush got nominated.
I didn't vote for him.
No, I'm
sorry. I was in the womb.
The first Bush, Bush won. He got nominated.
Bush did win.
In November of '88. I just don't remember a specific date.
Technically, a Bush won 4 times.
True. No, a Bush won 3 times.
Did the first one only do 1?
First Bush only had 1 because he was kind of like he was the trickle down of the Reagan era, which we'll obviously talk about
Bush,
because of this movie.
Fuck Reagan, fuck Obama, fuck Trump, fuck them all.
Yeah, dude. We're gonna go political.
I'm not gonna say fuck Biden yet. Biden hasn't.
TBD on that.
Fuck Biden. Yeah. I mean, fuck Biden because he's a politician, but you know.
Sure, he's done some shitty stuff.
I'm sure he's a sleazebag. We know he's touched people inappropriately, but
who hasn't? All right, my word, speaking of touching people inappropriately, is rowdy. That's my fake word, but I got another word if I need to use it. Go ahead. Schwartz, what's your word?
Why is that a fake word? All right, now, Schwartz, what's your word?
Why not? Fun word. Schwartz is frozen again. Anthony, what's your word?
My word is hilarious.
Sweet. Schwartz, I don't know if you said your word because you've been freezing a little bit here and there.
You look like you're thirsty.
Your mid water drink. Maybe you're not anymore.
Thirsty Schwartzy Piper.
Schwartz needs to reset some shit. I don't know what's going on with Schwartz.
It's all right. He lives in Los Angeles in 2021 and he has fucking dial-up internet.
Yeah, no internet, no
It's
headphones.
a monopoly. I got Spectrum or Spectrum. I can get that one from Spectrum or this one from Spectrum. My bad, dude.
Bamboozled, dude.
We'll get the better Spectrum.
Why can't
the best.
Get the better Spectrum? It's
the best.
Not the best.
You pay $10,000 a month, dude.
Okay,
all right.
That's pretty expensive.
A month.
You must have the best.
You're getting ripped off. Obviously, you're the one who's cutting out the most, so you're getting fucking ripped off, dude. What's your word? You probably said it, but we didn't hear it.
Hey, listen, why don't we stop talking about getting cut off and just roll with the show like it doesn't happen?
Because it does happen, and it's.
I know, but it makes the show worse when you guys talk about it.
No, it's smart.
This is making the show worse.
It's on edge. We're all on suspense. Is Schwartz talking? Is he getting cut off? We don't know what's going on.
He doesn't want to give us his word.
My word is Carpenter-esque.
Carpenter-esque. Yeah, it's very 80s Carpenter for sure.
Why? Because it was in the 80s and it was made by Carpenter?
That's exactly what I was
written by John Carpenter, directed by John Carpenter, scored by John Carpenter, edited by John Carpenter. It's just...
Screenplay was written by Joey Angelintoni or whatever his fake name.
No, his screenplay was written by Fred Armitage, which is a fake name.
Pseudonym for...
Yeah.
Pseudonym.
Fred Armitage, the guy from Saturday Night Live.
Yep.
Fred
yeah,
Savage.
It's a pseudonym for
you
John
can't
Carpenter.
even spell pseudonym.
You don't even know how to smell a pseudonym.
Starts with a P.
But you don't know how to smell a pseudonym?
Anyway.
Do you want to tell you what it's about, even though you guys just watched it, and hopefully all the listeners just watched it? It is about a drifter. I like to look at him as just an out-of-work professional wrestler because I think this movie is a little bit more meta than we realize. It's extremely meta, by the way. But it's this out-of-work wrestler / drifter / homeless guy / former banker / construction worker who's looking for a job. He comes to L.A. Things aren't going well. Homeless crisis, obviously in L.A. Still going on to this day. Very relevant. That's my second word.
Message.
Message. Homeless crisis. And other stuff. And then the fucking police bust up this homeless area. Police brutality. We're in America. This is America. If this was America, it was a fucking movie, this would be the movie. Get Donald Glover in this thing, even though he was a baby when it came out.
Gambino.
Anyway, eventually, there you go. Schwartz is holding up a poster. I got a weird mask. I don't know where it is.
And I got a bubble gun, so I'm not going to kick ass.
Yeah.
That's what he said, right?
So,
play with bubble guns?
Bubble guns, yeah. Bubble gum. It's bubble gum. You misinterpret it. It's
what?
I'm all out of bubble gum. Or I'm here to kick ass and shoot bubble gum, and I'm all out of bubble gum. So So he just
Which-
murders everybody.
That's a
We're jumping
wrestling
forward
line.
in the story.
I imagine that's a line from his wrestling.
It's actually not, but I did read something that was like Roddy had a bunch of shit written down, like one-liners that he would use in promos, and that just happened to be one of them. He never used it in the ring though.
John
So
Carpenter was. I read this thing that he was open to listening to things he had to say, and he thought that was a great line, so he put it in the movie.
Yeah, Piper was I think had a lot of creative collaboration with Carpenter in this movie because he also had a lot to do with the fight sequence, which we'll obviously have to talk
weird.
about. Yeah,
Were you jerking off during that whole sequence, or what?
I've seen it before, so not this time, but probably the other times.
There's some overt wrestling moves in there, right? Like how many wrestling?
Oh,
moves
yeah,
was
big
in that
time.
fight sequence?
Yeah.
Were you?
I mean, it was a whole.
Screaming them
It
out?
was
You were like, drill bit or whatever they are.
German suplex. There was a German
Ooh,
suplex.
German
There was
suplex.
and then there was some
What
suplex.
was Roddy's move in the ring?
Ah, fuck! I'm blanking on that. I should know that.
It was
I
the
don't
pipe,
remember-
right?
I
He
don't
piped
remember.
people.
I don't
Yeah.
remember offhand. I think he did like a kind of a what is those sleeper hold type move, I believe.
Pipe hitter. He just pulled out a crack pipe, took a rip, and went crazy.
But yeah,
Man, swing and a miss on that one.
it was great. It was Piper killed it. He was, I guess, Carpenter cast him because he was more of the everyman. He seemed more like, instead of like casting like a big celebrity. Also, the budget was very low on this movie.
Well, I also read that he was made for Kurt Russell, but because Kurt Russell starred in like 4 other John Carpenter movies, John Carpenter was like, "Yeah, we can't just have Kurt Russell in this movie again." That's basically what it's.
It could have been a Schwarzenegger movie too,
It could have been.
I could see that, but I guess
especially with all the one-liners. Great one-liners.
I guess Carpenter met Roddy at WrestleMania 3, and after they talked to, which was like the year before, after they talked for a while, like Carpenter had an idea of casting him in the movie. So I don't know if this was for Kurt Russell. I'm not sure. I think it was always for Piper. From
what is
things I read.
IMDb? The fucking Facts Express?
We had this conversation
for movies, yes.
I think we had this. With,
I can edit IMDb.
Rebel. There was something we talked about. Yeah, there was something we talked about with Rebel.
Yeah,
that was you said IMDb, and then I read something contradictory on Wikipedia and some YouTube shit. So
you can't.
This is the internet.
IMDb.
Nothing is real. We don't know what they're
Snopes.
trying to tell us. It's all fake.
Obey.
We're all just trying to obey. We're just trying to follow. We're trying to consume. We don't know what the internet is real.
Is this movie where that obey like graffiti art comes from?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
It's a classic film.
Also, the bubblegum line. I didn't know that came from this movie. I don't know why it's in this movie. It's like super out of place. Like, why did
he just explained it?
What do you? I get why they put it in the movie, but in the movie it completely doesn't make sense to do.
It's a John Carpenter movie in the 80s. It doesn't have to make sense. Did you hear the soundtrack?
Not that it doesn't make sense. The soundtrack was great. I love the soundtrack.
The soundtrack was
my favorite part
so
of
good.
John Carpenter movies is the soundtrack because he does them.
Yeah, it was good. It was a little ridiculous though.
It's a comedy. It's hilarious. I just thought that was just out of place. Even
you know who John Carpenter is? Now that I've really thought about it, John Carpenter is the original Robert Rodriguez. Robert Rodriguez is the new John Carpenter.
Yeah, I can see that.
100%.
Great genre bending. It's like it's sci-fi.
The music,
most himself,
even
action.
Yeah,
totally.
He's best horror movie director ever made.
Yeah, he's top 3 for sure.
Top 1. He's top 2 and he's number 1.
For horror movies, I would probably go with Carpenter.
He's top 2
I think
and he ain't number 2.
Yeah,
I mean, the thing is maybe my favorite horror movie of all time, and he directed that. So
Halloween is revolutionary when it comes to horror movies. Halloween and The Thing are probably the best 2 horror movies, honestly. Like, arguably, those are the best 2 fucking horror movies ever.
Yeah, they're pretty great.
Jaws
is up there. Jaws is up there. But Jaws is
only 27.
Jaws is a horror movie.
Creep.
But Jaws is like a drama horror movie. You know what I mean? Like there's more to Jaws than just the horror. These movies, like those movies, are just plain horror.
Yeah.
Right. True.
I wouldn't consider this a horror movie.
No, not this. I'm talking about The Thing and Halloween.
Right. This had horror elements to it, but it was more action.
Comedy.
This is a comedy. This is a B movie comedy. This is something Robert Rodriguez would make.
I was laughing. I was laughing a lot in this movie.
Totally. It's interesting though, because it was definitely like a satire of things, but it was also very
this
deep.
one, real fucking ugly. There's no way I'm exactly that all the time. Formaldehyde.
So Jake, go back into it. Describe like the aliens and shit, what they look like and how he finds them. You got to give that context.
Okay, yeah. So once that I think we left off at, there was a homeless encampment. The police broke up the thing. There was this weird church that had shit going on in it, and then he found these sunglasses. And these sunglasses, Rowdy Piper found these sunglasses, and they made him see the world as it really is in a way, if you want to look at it like that. So he would look at billboards and advertisements, and they would just say like consume, obey, things like that. Certain people walking around just looked like these alien ghoul things that were like, the aliens are walking among us, and they're mostly like the rich and successful people. They're the newscasters, they're the broadcasters, they're the media.
They're the ones who drink kids' blood, baby blood.
Right. So, and there's like this underground group of people somehow have figured it out, and they're trying to get their message out. And eventually Piper and his friend Keith David find them and become friends with them, and they have their sunglasses, and they get attacked, and they find out more about crazy shit. And eventually,
where did these sunglasses come from?
I don't know. I think they had to have some sort of device probably to see. I don't know why they got sunglasses exactly. Maybe that was there was a short story or maybe a graphic novel or something that was slightly based off.
I heard Dr. Seuss wrote a first draft of this.
Interesting.
It's a short story in like a magazine called 8 o'clock in the morning that's based off of, and then John Carpenter bought the rights to it.
So maybe that's where they got the sunglasses, because I think it also took from random other stuff. Like it took from some H.P. Lovecraft stuff, and I know there was a few influences and some original ideas as well. But I know it's the 8 o'clock in the morning thing is credited as the
original story.
Yeah.
I think the dude's name in 8 o'clock in the morning was something Nada.
I think that was Nada. Yeah. And they never address him in the movie as anything, because I think they kind of want him to be like the everyman or the only.
Name?
Yeah. Also, the Keith David character, Frank, that was supposed to be. I think his character was also Frank Armitage, which is the writer director's fake name.
Yeah. Fred Armisen, Portlandia.
Yeah, exactly.
That's also an odd to H.P. Lovecraft. It's from one of his stories.
Yeah.
Portlandia.
Yeah.
Did you just say that? I didn't know if you said that because I cut out.
No, no, I didn't say that.
Okay.
Frank Armitage name was nod to an H.P. Lovecraft character. Yes.
Yeah. I did not know that H.P. Lovecraft was incorporated this at all.
H.P. Lovecraft incorporated in almost every John Carpenter movie. I mean, The Thing is basically an H.P. Lovecraft movie through and through. Those monsters, that's this all Lovecraft talked about, the monsters like that. But yeah, John Carpenter actually, there's a Lovecraft doc on YouTube you can watch called Lovecraft Beyond the Horror or something. And John Carpenter's a huge H.P. Lovecraft fan. Most horror movie directors are.
Interesting. I'm definitely gonna not get into him.
He's all right. Did you guys watch WrestleMania 12 by chance?
Of course, I didn't.
You guys, Schwartz, did you get a chance to watch WrestleMania 12? Did you get around to it?
I did not watch WrestleMania 12. I just watched 10 because I heard 10 was better.
10 actually is better.
I watched 10
as a WrestleMania. Well,
There's
good call.
No way
but
you watched any of them,
bro. Hulk Hogan kicked fucking Rocky's ass.
See, you're lying there.
And the Gravedigger came out.
I'm not gonna lie. I was like, that sounds like a crazy. Wait, no, Rocky's not a wrestler.
The Gravedigger came out and the Undertaker, and they kicked Rodney Macho Man Savage's ass. That was
Gravedigger, the giant truck.
So you can't tell me things about an event I'm aware of. So
I didn't know monster trucks were allowed to wrestle.
WrestleMania 10 was the first and last one.
Yeah, I could see why. A lot of people must have died.
Everybody died. There were no survivors.
Jake, what happened in WrestleMania 10? Who was the biggest, like the what do they call it? The
title card.
Well, Bret Hart.
Who won WrestleMania 10?
WrestleMania 10, Bret Hart defeated. No.
First off, what year was that? What year was WrestleMania 10?
WrestleMania 10 would have been 94, I think.
Okay. So Hulk Hogan was definitely there.
Hulk Hogan was.
Yeah, he was a heel.
there because Hulk Hogan just recently went to WCW. This was actually, I think, the first WrestleMania without Hulk Hogan.
Oh, Hulk Hogan. I thought we were talking about The Rock.
But WrestleMania 12 was what I was talking about. But WrestleMania 10, Savage, WrestleMania 4 or 5.
Oh,
4.
Damn. So he was dead by fucking 10.
Was his big win, and then he also main event at WrestleMania 5, but Hogan beat him.
I love you.
All right, back to the movie.
So back to WrestleMania 12. Roddy Piper versus Goldust in a big Hollywood brawl.
Who's Gold?
I know who Goldust is.
That was like a more elaborate like version of the Keith David fight, which is really fun to watch because they're like fighting in a parking lot.
The best scene in the fucking movie. I was like, why are they fighting like this?
Because he was resistant to put on the glass that's Goldust.
Wow.
Yeah, he was.
That looks like you. That's Golden Schwartz, dude.
Dude, if you painted your face gold and black, you would look like Goldust for sure.
Golden Schwartz.
That'd be us together.
That's funny.
Yeah, so WrestleMania 12 is like almost another version of this. So recommending WrestleMania 12.
Was a different version of the fight, like the fight.
It was almost like a throwback to this fight scene. So that's why I was just gonna like recommend it if you're interested in watching WrestleMania 12, which I doubt you are.
I mean, you said to watch it, and it had to do with the movie, but I didn't know why it did.
Fair enough.
I thought he met him at WrestleMania 12, and that's when he's like, I saw you wrestle. You want to be an actor?
Oh no, he met him at WrestleMania 3, which is actually probably the best WrestleMania, arguably.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan.
That's when Hogan slammed the Giant or Andre the Giant.
Yep.
Todd the Giant.
It was at Pontiac Silverdome, my hometown. 93,000 people in attendance, setting a record at the time.
The fact that you know this much about wrestling is actually impressive and angering.
Why is it angering?
Hey man, it's a thing.
It's like all the stupid facts you know about movies.
Yeah, you probably. I know a lot of those things too, but I'm sure there's a random ass thing that you know a shitload about that is just completely unnecessary.
Jake, the only reason why it's angering is because you love it so much, and I hate to love things that you hate, and also love to hate things that you love.
You don't like when I feel good. You don't like when I enjoy it. You don't like my enjoyment. You hate my enjoyment. Copy that. Okay. Thanks.
Anyway, WrestleMania 3, real rough on the Giant.
Yeah. It was a big deal.
I saw the doc.
So wait though, was Keith David a wrestler too, or he was just a dude that could handle doing that?
No, he was just an actor. But
this movie, the guy he wrestled, he wrestle fights, whatever the fuck you want to call that.
I guess Keith David boxed for fun.
Okay.
On his spare time, but no, he was not a wrestler. Keith David.
Keith David was in The Thing, which was also.
Keith David's great. Movie. Keith David's been in a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
You ever see a Keith David movie?
I've seen a lot of Keith
David. Seen at least 2.
The
Thing in this.
Name 6 Keith David movies. Go.
Keith David Part 1. Keith David Saves the Day. Keith David Saves Christmas. Keith David Goes to Cancun. That's all I got.
Yo, Keith. He ain't here.
Wow, Keith David has 335 acting credits.
That dude's been a lot.
That's fucking. I have never seen that
more
many.
than
I think Eric Roberts is in that category too.
You love Eric Roberts.
I'm indifferent on Eric Roberts.
What's the funniest thing Eric Roberts ever said to you?
I can't repeat it.
Okay, Eric Roberts has 637 acting credits. So
oh my god,
just I thought
637
according to IMDb, 637 acting
just
credits.
Movies. Is it? It's. I mean, it's because he's got to be in a lot of TV.
I don't know if I could even do just movies.
Yeah, he's definitely made some TV appearances.
Is your movie even on IMDb?
Yes, of course.
Okay, I wasn't sure if he would, so he'd have that credit. Just curious. I wasn't sure.
Every movie's on IMDb. Once Upon a Time in Long Beach is on IMDb. Check it out. Once Upon a Time in Long Beach. We're going to do that one next week.
It's a good one. I just recommended that movie
we
today.
Should do that, actually. That would be interesting.
Has Jake seen
Plug it? Where's it available? I've seen it, but where's it available?
Vimeo.
Okay. Actually, did you make it public yet? I don't think it's public. Well, you should.
Is it not?
Because I tried to look it up and I didn't find it.
Oh my!
I was just talking about that today with someone, so but I wasn't sure where to tell them to go. So people need to know.
You should probably put it on YouTube, honestly.
I don't know why you're shouting at me. Why is it not on YouTube?
I don't know, because we would put it in the festivals.
Oh yeah, and I had to be in there. Who cares?
Yeah, put it on YouTube.
So Ronda Rousey was great in this movie. I really liked the ending. I thought based on yesterday's movie ending and today's movie ending, today's movie probably the best ending of any movie I've ever seen.
It ended so fast that I didn't even realize it ended.
Yeah,
like the very last scene with the girl on the dude. She looks down and he's an alien. He goes, "Honey, what's wrong?
What's wrong? What's wrong, baby?"
That's great. So the whole thing. Let me get this straight. The whole thing was they had through the TVs there was a constant signal going out that was blinding the people to the fact that they were like that was blinding them, and the glasses somehow canceled that signal out. And then their mission was to go find the channel 54, kill the antenna, which killed the signal, which enabled everybody to see the truth.
100.
I think so. I actually noticed conveniently that at the last scene where you know how the guy was explaining it, like kind of that was like an easy little crutch. How the guy's like, "Oh, welcome to the show, boys. I'll show you around."
Oh yeah,
and like every time he like showed him something, he's like, "I don't know all the details though, but you get it." So it's like this is such an easy explanation.
Nice Come job. On over to the next spot.
It doesn't really make sense, but you kind of get the drift.
Well, the thing is, you can worry about trying to explain every little thing, or you can just say that, and because it's not that kind of movie. This is a fun fucking comedy sci-fi B movie. You don't need all that. It's a great way of doing it. The thing about John Carpenter movies, like they're not Paul Thomas Anderson movies. You know, they're not Kubrick movies. They're movies that are fun and everybody can enjoy. You know, they're great movies made by an independent filmmaker who does most of it himself, and he's original and has made some of the most iconic shit ever. So you kind of just give that to the benefit of the doubt too. You know what I mean?
True.
And it's the 80s. It's the fucking 80s.
But in a way though, this was like an anti-80s movie.
This movie's relevant today. So more than it just as much as it is then. Like that's the crazy part. Like that's how you know it's a great movie. It stands the test of time.
Absolutely.
As terrible as that is, that means that's how shitty the world is.
Graphics in the movie, not so bad for 88. I was not angry at the simple the UFO and shit little thing that kept coming around. I wasn't too angry at that. I was looking at it like, it was pretty good. I ain't
very
angry.
Fitting.
If I ever made like a fucking short film that had something like that, I hope it looks that good.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, they did a good job for what it was, and you take that satire, you take the silliness, but there's still like the depth. There's still like the relevance today. It's pretty cool.
John Carpenter's an amazing director. He's a great filmmaker. He's top of the game.
Number one. Number one.
He's one of the best. Absolutely.
He is. He's one of the names that he's actually a name that you have heard of, like the director of Hitchcock and fucking Kubrick and Tarantino and Scorsese. John Carpenter's in there. People know John Carpenter.
JC.
So are we all in agreement? Like The Thing and Halloween are probably his best too. You guys have.
Let me look. Let me look. I gotta look again because he's directed some movies where I'm like, oh, I forgot he directed that movie.
Because I was looking like this might be like my number 3, other than maybe Big Trouble in Little China. Because
Big Trouble in Little China, I'd put over this. I put that over this.
BTLC, bro. BTLC.
Yeah.
But he's got his escapes. You know, Escape from New York, Escape from LA.
Escape from LA and New York. I'd put over this also.
I'd probably put this over those.
I think I would put this over those in just in the whole scope of the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's better. I think it's better. But Escape from LA is probably one of my favorite movies of all time. I see Kurt Russell in this movie. I wouldn't have been angry if Kurt Russell was in this movie.
Right. I could see. Yeah, I totally would.
All right. So that it would go The Thing number 1, Halloween number 2, Escape from LA and New York in no particular order number 3, and then I would go this after that. That's be my order.
All right.
Because I really like vampires. I think that would that's a pretty great movie, and I actually really like The Fog.
Yeah, I mean, all of his movies are fun. I think some of them aren't as like.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm
as
sorry.
much
I would
depth to the
put
quality, but
I
they're
would
all
put
fun.
Big Trouble in Little China at number 3. So I would go The
Yeah.
Thing, Halloween, then Big Trouble in Little China, then the Escape movies, and then this movie.
Okay. I think I'd go Halloween, Thing, Big Trouble, this, and then I don't know.
Have you guys ever seen Christine, that car movie, the killer car movie
Yeah.
written by Stephen King?
Yeah, that one's
that too. That's a pretty great movie.
pretty cheesy, but it's
not
funny.
a great. I mean, yeah, it's
For what it is, it's cool.
cheesiest.
For what it is, it's cool.
It is like Fog is also pretty fucking corny, pretty cheesy.
Yeah.
Even like I watched Starman not too long ago. That was not bad.
Again,
that
though,
was
remember,
interesting.
he's going almost for that. Like, that's the kind of movies he makes.
Yeah,
Like
totally.
that is what I mean. He makes those movies. Some of them hit harder than others. Like the ones we named in the beginning, they just hit harder than the last ones. Those were just better.
Christine,
Right.
I don't put up with these movies. Yeah, it was just a little.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think
it's
John
a
Carpenter's
little
Vampires is pretty good, but James Woods, I like that movie a lot.
John Carpenter. Yeah, I think that was like my first John Carpenter
Well,
experience.
that came out in the 90s, so that's probably the first one
Yeah.
you were aware of.
Halloween
Right,
was my
that
first
makes
Carpenter
sense.
experience, closely followed by
Halloween,
Escape from
probably.
LA.
Yeah.
Village of the Damned, I don't think I've seen. I think I've always wanted to see Village of the Damned. I never got around to it.
And how just this, I mean, it's not a far-fetched idea. Like this is a great idea for something that actually could be a thing, you know?
Mhm.
It is it's a simple movie, but it's done well.
It is. Yeah.
It's simple.
I think most of it takes place in like a
contained.
day or two.
Yeah, it's well contained. Very like one real character with like a couple, really only like 2 or 3 auxiliary characters. What's up with the lady? She was a bad guy. She was like working with the aliens.
Up with her
Oh yeah,
eyes.
she kind of sucked.
looked
Yeah,
like an
she
alien
was. She
without
worked for.
That had glasses.
She worked for the news station.
Channel 54.
And yeah, and then she was very wishy-washy because obviously she threw Roddy Piper out of the window.
I choked on my water.
Why did that make you laugh so much?
It didn't. I just coughed.
See why you were laughing.
I thought it was wishy-washy that said that.
Hilarious word. It's okay.
Sorry. Continue.
It's all good. But yeah, it was weird because she did just show up at that one random meeting, and then the fucking cops busted in and started killing people, and then they Piper and David were running around the office killing aliens and trying to escape but being nice to humans. It was important to note that
They just
Piper was a nice guy.
they went with little explanation as to what the fuck was going on before he just started murking people. Aliens.
They really did. He was just like, this is fucked up. I'm going to kill these fucking people.
That's
Seriously.
awesome.
Seriously.
That's what that bank scene was. Like, he's just like, I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum. I'm out of bubblegum. Fuck you guys. And he just started murking
That was
aliens.
it. He just started shooting people.
But he didn't rob the bank and he did not kill humans. So he's a good guy.
So what I read
Yes,
was
as long as those aliens aren't
that-
bad people, because they see. I mean, I guess at the end we realized they were like the elite or whatever. But
Yeah, they're basically just Republicans. Let's just call it as it is.
100%.
The aliens were just Republicans.
From what I've read, that was like John Carpenter's change from the story. Like the story is much more like almost like contained and almost like an Arrival type of movie Arrival, that Denis Villeneuve movie.
Yeah.
It's kind of more like that, very contained about one person doing something. Supposedly he bought the rights to this and turned it into just this cheesy fucking movie that he wanted to make, which is
It worked for what it was.
It worked great. That's what I mean. He made it his own movie. Like he added all that stuff.
Yeah. And it was made for really cheap too, like $3 million, I think was the budget, and that was it. So having a $3 million budget is pretty impressive for that movie in the 80s, but everything worked. Like you said, even like the graphics were like very simple. There wasn't much money for special effects, but they made that shit work.
Yeah, it worked. I mean, it doesn't look like It doesn't look like it costs a lot of money. It was really contained.
It's
It
fine.
was not a lot of people, and
That's what he does best.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why he's a good filmmaker. He can do that. I mean, look what he did. Like getting back to Halloween. Look how good. Look how the impact that made on you guys, and how simply that was made. Like it was just he just used what he had and fucking killed it.
Yeah, they shot it 30 days in one house.
Exactly, and he killed it.
Dude knows what's up, and he's like the auteur too. Like the music, everything.
Yeah,
he's
definitely
so
a fucking otter.
No, that's
those fucking
that's
otters.
why I call him the modern day or the original Robert Rodriguez. I feel like Rodriguez modeled his career off of John Carpenter, like straight up.
I like to call him the spooky Wes Anderson.
I don't know why you'd say that. He doesn't. Wes Anderson's camera movement is definitely a lot more sophisticated than John Carpenter's camera movement.
True. Did you notice the camera movement back to the fight scene changed abruptly? Like suddenly just became steady cam, and like the depth of field got way more shallow during the fight scene.
At the very beginning, when he like starts to square up on him, he's like, "You don't want none of this." It like got super smooth and like saying, "Look, I did see that."
Yeah, that was and funny. It was that way throughout. And then once the fight was over, it went back to like steady shot, like locked off shot of like a wide of them like looking at shit. Like it was pretty funny how they almost switched it up
like they used completely different cameras on it.
Yeah.
They probably went back and reshot more maybe after they started they need more fights.
Yeah. I guess it took them like 3 weeks to film or something like that. Or maybe they rehearsed for 3 weeks.
It was like 14-minute fight scene.
Yeah.
Crazy. I kept thinking
it was 6. Yeah. It was 6 minutes. And I'm sure Piper was just like, we just got to make this like a wrestling match, brother. We just got to, keep it going for a while. We're going to tell a story
what was the last move he did on him where he got like this kind of fucking, sorry, phone call here. He got like the under thing. He got him like kind of upside down and he flipped him upside down. And then
oh yeah. That was just a back suplex.
Oh, just a BS, huh?
Just a BS. But I thought it kind of ended when he broke his window accidentally, and then they kind of just laughed it off. And then they're like, just put the glasses on, dude.
No, he laughed it off. That was like the middle of the fight.
Yeah, that's when he got real pissed.
Okay.
Yeah, he smashed it. He laughed, which look, that was kind of a weird moment too, where he just laughs. I feel like that was a blooper that they just kept in there. But that was the middle of the fight. He then they go to the other car. They fight on the other car. He knocks Roddy out and starts walking away. He was like, "Go fuck yourselves!" Throws the glasses at him, and then I thought the fight was over. Then Roddy gets back up, goes over to him over by the dumpsters. He like tries to grab his belt a couple times. You know how like wrestlers they're like trying to grab and they keep missing, and then then he like goes around, like grabs him underneath like this and flips him over, and then back drops him. Or I think it's a back suplex, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, or backdrop works. Either way.
Backplex.
I think it's like there's
it's called a
suplex to it.
Anyway, you can Google it.
I will. Looking him up. Looking up his moves.
The score, I think, without the score, I don't know if this movie works as good as it does, because it definitely keeps that feeling the whole time of like, it's just the craziness, because it's kind of the same score throughout. I don't think it deviates much from like gets crazier or anything like that.
No, not really.
And it kind of keeps the vibe the whole time. I think it's super important. I think that's why he does his own scores, because he knows maybe that like what he's shooting is going to benefit from what he's hearing in his head too. You know what I mean? Which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was just like a gritty, like dirty bass sound. It was sweet.
I bet you he was a musician first.
Probably. But that's really cool that that can make his movie so much better, and he did it himself. Like, that's pretty dope.
Indeed. Hear weird noises.
Are people
children
dying
outside your window?
In your house, Schwartz?
There's little kids playing outside down below.
Can you tell them to shut the fuck up?
My window's open so they can hear it.
They heard that?
They heard you. They said, "Go fuck yourself, white boy." And I said, "Oh shit." Ray's out there.
Are they saying that because of my tan?
They're saying that because you white and you look like you need to go in a tanning booth. Your head is white.
So yes, tan.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
So how many Oscars do you think this won?
-3. They probably won a Razzie or two.
Yeah, no, I don't think we got any Razzie things. It just didn't win or get nominated for anything.
I bet you John Carpenter's been nominated for a Razzie many times.
I don't think so. I doubt it.
I don't think so. I think I'm right. He's nominated for an Oscar though a couple times. He got nominated for an Oscar for the score of Halloween.
I could see that.
For what?
Yeah.
Great score.
Best score.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's Robert Rodriguez interviewing John Carpenter on his
the director's show. That's a great show.
Show.
Yeah, that's a great show.
Right after this.
Yes, I've seen that.
You haven't seen shit.
You should watch the Guillermo del Toro episode and definitely watch the Tarantino episode because they just talk. It's great.
Is that Jeffrey Tarantino?
Yeah.
Jethro Tarantino?
You know what? I'm totally wrong. He didn't get nominated for an Oscar for anything.
Yeah, we knew.
What about Razzies?
I'm looking that up right now. I want to see if he was nominated for a Razzie. No. That's crazy. I mean, Darren Aronofsky has been nominated for a fucking Razzie. How is John Carpenter not? Is it just because, like we said, he's just that guy? He just makes these movies? Is that why? That's just his thing?
I don't know. I could see Darren Aronofsky.
Millions of people watch him and love him, and then he goes on with his life.
The man. He's just.
And then every now and then someone calls him and they're like, "Yo, you ain't nominated," and he's like, "I don't give a shit. We're making Halloween 16, bitch."
He only directed the first Halloween.
Are you sure he didn't direct at least like a couple in between?
What?
Yeah, he only did the one.
He only did the what?
I'm so like number 2 feels the
Witch.
most like one. But no, he didn't do H2O or any of those. Those ones way later.
H2O was good.
Jamie Lee Curtis came back in that one, right?
That was Homeboy's first movie.
And then they redid it. And they redid it again recently and just ignored all that happened.
That movie sucked. That was Danny McBride's.
Right? Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah, and they're turning that into a trilogy. I'll probably watch them, but I don't remember it being that great.
It was not good. It was overly simple and like it could have been great, but it was just like it was just kind of just like, oh, okay. That's an idea, I guess.
I remember hating the way it ended where like they just trapped him and then he was on fire. I was like, what?
It was just like, what? Okay.
Like he's gonna come back from that? Like, how do you come back from that? Like, what's going on? No, that I remember like it looking good and like hearing that it was gonna be good, and then it just wasn't good.
And I was excited because it was Danny McBride's interpretation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And David Gordon Green.
Better.
David Gordon Green directed it.
Yeah.
Right. He does good shit.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, dude.
He's hit or miss, but he's done a lot of good shit.
That's fair.
Yeah,
but they're doing a trilogy out of that shit.
He directed Pineapple Express. That's pretty great.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Didn't he also do that? Like Your Highness or some shit?
He did direct Your Highness. Yeah.
That's an awful. I can't even finish that movie. Bad.
I showed Anthony that movie a couple of weeks ago, and we turned it off too.
Yeah, it's so bad.
It was overly bad.
And it's like a great cast too. It's like it sucks. Oh man, that's a bummer.
This is the thing. Great director, great writer, great cast. The screenplay was just terrible.
Did not work. It was weird.
Did do with capital D's.
Yeah. They even make fun of that, and this is the end when they remake Pineapple Express or they make the sequel to Pineapple Express. He's like, let's not -2. That's what he says.
Nice.
Seth Rogen says that.
Real bad.
Yeah.
James
Franco was terrible in that movie.
He got canceled.
He's over.
Yeah, but not for that.
Now we just got to deal with Dave.
He got canceled for that movie, dude. It was so bad they canceled James Franco.
Did you guys see the Rental?
Yeah.
That was pretty good. That was a Dave Franco film. He directed it. Dave Franco.
I was actually
jumping off from the Francos.
I enjoyed that movie. I enjoyed
it too.
Yeah. It's
Pretty
fucked up.
good. It kind of was.
Never
It's a really
heard.
fucked up movie.
I,
You should watch
I
it.
like it's like you don't really know where it's going kind of most of the time. It's like simple, but you don't really know where it's going most of the
I
time.
like
So,
how it ended too. It seemed
did
very
too.
realistic.
yeah, for sure. And it was like, oh fuck, okay.
Yeah.
What, the
Anthony's
Night
checking
King
out
won? The Night King wins?
the rental. Yep, the Night King won.
Night King won.
And then Thanos also did a thing. Clicked his
Tony
fingers.
Stark dies.
Yeah. But that movie is directed and written by Dave Franco and starring
Yeah.
his wife, and it's about people who vacation at an Airbnb, and the Airbnb's all fucking
Don't say too much.
camered
Don't
up.
say too much.
Camered up. And
You're really good at ruining movies. Don't say too
Super
much.
good at ruining movies.
All right.
It's a twisty turny movie, so just shut the fuck up. How about that?
Where are we
I don't
ranking
appreciate that.
this, motherfuckers? I don't appreciate that.
I don't appreciate that.
I don't appreciate that.
What do I not appreciate?
Oh, hi, Mark.
I don't ruin movies.
Yeah, you do.
I've seen you ruin
Name 3 movies I've ruined, and I'll never say that again.
Seven Samurai.
For who? How did
for me.
I ruin Seven Samurai?
I've never seen
pick you the last frame of the movie you took a picture of, which were the graves of the samurai, and sent that to us in a group chat.
Jack
Did
built
you
a
really
home.
think-
Jack, the house that Jack built, you ruined.
How did I ruin that?
You told me that he
All
was
right.
the devil the whole time.
Yep. Spoiler
But you
for
know
Jack
that.
Built Home.
I didn't.
You don't know that
I didn't
until the
know
very
that.
end of the movie. You don't know that as a
I think
as a
you knew
viewer
that
until
because
the
you
end.
saw the movie.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, one
And
more.
then
Okay, one more.
that's 2.
I said 3.
Hold on, let me go through the list.
You also sent us just fucking rebel without a cause. You sent us the last shot of the movie as well. You gotta not do that. I know it
has
wasn't.
nothing to do with the plot.
It wasn't, but you know that it ends at the Griffith Auditorium or the
Who
Griffith
cares?
Observatory.
That makes no difference in the plot whatsoever.
You just you might you know.
That,
you just
I'm
shouldn't
with
give
Schwartz on that
full
one.
details.
That one didn't really ruin anything, but he does ruin
Not
movies
really.
quite often.
But I'll just use that as an example of.
No, that one
Yes.
doesn't count. What's
Don't
the
do
third
bad
one?
idea.
don't do
Name
things
3.
like that.
If you don't name a third one, I'm gonna keep doing it. I said that. You got
You're
to
gonna keep ruining movies?
I'll keep doing the thing that you call ruining movies. That's not ruining movies. I'm gonna keep doing unless you name one more.
Because we've named
Because
two.
you've agreed that you've
I said
ruined
3.
2, but you'll only
said
stop
3.
if we can think of 3
This is my
examples of
thing.
you ruining
Say
movies.
three.
The other 2 things that you just named, I'll argue those more if you want, but I feel like that's just a waste of time.
Why? Because you're gonna lose.
No, because no one wants to hear us argue about that.
Are we still
No, I bet
rolling?
people do.
We're
This
still
is probably fun.
We're
We're still talking about the movie. We're still talking about They Live.
Yeah,
You
let's
didn't
talk
ruin-
about this movie.
You didn't ruin They Live, but you did send a picture of the movie still. So those are things you shouldn't do.
Oh, I got one that
Uh,
if we're just going
yeah.
down this path.
yeah, let's talk shit. Let's go.
Go ahead. Which one did you ruin?
Did I ruin? What did I ruin?
I was showing Georgie the Robert Durst documentary for the first time, and Jake goes, "You know how it ends, right?" And I was like, and I feel like that alone. I feel like that alone ruins the movie because it has a crazy ending, and you were like, I mean, it's a pretty popular ending. Like, you know how it ends, right? I was like, you shouldn't even say that. Even shit like that, I get mad about. And thinking about it now, I don't think that ruins it. But I was like, you shouldn't have said anything. I didn't say anything at the
I
time.
agree.
And
That's
also,
fair.
to your credit, he did know that like there was a hot mic situation. So
Hey,
Anyway,
to my
yeah.
credit,
spoiler.
I feel like
everything
most
I
people
told
know
you
that.
about that Dave Franco movie, you could learn watching the trailer. So I didn't ruin anything.
I don't want to
Right.
watch it. I don't
Or-
watch the trailers.
Some
Okay.
some people don't watch.
I
trailers.
watch trailers. I have to.
I don't. I don't know if I knew what
you
you
have to
briefed.
do anything.
I don't know what.
You're a
have
free.
to.
You have free will.
I have to.
You don't believe in free will?
I have to watch them. I can't.
You
I
never
have
seen
to.
Free Willy?
I've seen Free Willy 1 and 2.
The second one sucks. Freer.
Yeah.
Free Willy 2. Do
Willy.
it again.
Freer and Willier.
Free Willy 2. Get him out of the tank. Free Willy 2. Fun fact: that whale probably died in captivity in like real life because it was an actor whale.
All right. How about favorite scenes from this movie? Mine's definitely the fight between him and fucking Keith David. That was the best scene I've ever seen in a Carpenter movie. It was great. It was unnecessarily great.
It was unnecessarily long.
Yeah, but it was. I never was like, man, they should end the fight. It just could go.
Yeah. It was more. It wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't getting sick of it.
Like,
It was just
wow.
like nice.
Yeah.
I like the end, the very last scene, the girl riding the dude, and then she sees the real life situation. I like that one, but it was a nice last chuckle.
Did you notice behind her there was the on her wall it just said marry and reproduce?
Yeah.
One of the message things.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely like a good little ender with like a joke. Babe, what's wrong?
A joke and some boobies. That's a good way to end a movie.
Yeah, for sure.
For
80s
sure.
all day.
It's very 80s all day. 80s all day.
80s all day.
That kind of sums up the 80s. A joke and some movies and a lot of cocaine.
Right. It's great. The satire was fantastic, but
it's like pronounced satire.
I love.
What was your favorite?
I love the satire. Probably the bank when he did the kick ass and chew bubble gum and just started murking people. That shit was hilarious to me. I think, or just the whole him finding out what the discovery of the glasses. Obviously, it's just a very direct one. The whole sequence
of him.
Yeah.
Figuring out what was going on. I thought
that was the
pretty
cop fight and then the bank scene and then just all that together.
I do think that he should have taken a little more time to figure out what was going on before he started the cops.
He certainly was a bit overreactive. And this was just in a day. Like he didn't even really know everyone's full intent.
He wasn't wrong, but
I just don't know if he understood the full thing before he heard it.
Who looks like that? A guy who looks like that doesn't think before he acts, man.
Yeah, that was part of the reason for the casting.
He also had really bad trigger discipline, whereas fucking Keith Richards had really good trigger discipline, whatever that guy's name was.
Yeah, but that got him shot. Got him shot by the girl who appeared out of nowhere. She's like, "Hey, I'm in the office now too. What's up, guys?" And they're like, "Oh, we still trust you. Cool, come with us." And then
so she wasn't an alien though.
She wasn't, but she was like working with them. I think she was just like a follower. She was like, like a Trump supporter kind of more or less.
I thought she was going to like take off her makeup and she was going to be an alien underneath it.
Yeah. Her red hair was foreshadowing to the Make America Great Again red caps.
Oh,
actually.
Shit.
Yeah. It's all there, man.
I didn't
on
even
the wall.
see that at first, but now it's obvious.
Now it's obvious. Yeah, you can't trust women. Can't trust women with red hair specifically. And Trump supporters and Republicans.
Okay. Well, let's rate this movie.
Controversial statements made.
Going down the list, we should have a rate this movie like bumper. Like rate this movie. We're about to rate this motherfucking movie.
Dude.
Go into it.
If you make a jingle, we can.
We'll jangle it. If you jingle, I'll jangle. If
we can work with
I'll
it.
dip, we dip. Put your hands up on my hip.
Yeah. If you want to step up the producer game, you can have like a soundboard of our jingles and segments. It's like, what about the best scene, guys? Time for the best scene.
They're just like 40-second jingles that go into each thing. We're just waiting for them. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. It sounds like a lot of work.
All right, that's fine.
I'm
not either.
Yeah.
I'm just an idea guy.
Who's doing it? Who's got it ranked already?
I think I had a ranking lined up.
Hit me with
where did I put it? Where's my fucking list? It will go at number 22 out of our 57 movies we have reviewed thus far. Number 22 for me.
22.
So high-ish, middle high. Right under the Goonies, another classic 80s movies. I couldn't find myself putting it above the Goonies.
22, Don't Be Blue.
Yep. Right above Seven Samurai, a classic, but not as entertaining as They Live.
Seven Samurai, You're My Home Fry.
That's right.
I got my number two.
What you got?
You got to go number 2.
I put it at 35.
35. Stand alive.
Right above The Witches, right below 13 Assassins.
13
right below
Assassins.
13 Assassins?
Yeah, I think 13 Assassins was a better movie.
13 Cents was pretty badass. I was at that area. I was like that was like a marking spot for me with this movie too. I'm like, is this better than that? I think I was more entertained. 13 Cents is sweet.
Okay. I'm ready.
Go.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'm going to place this movie on my list. And it's going below Royal Tenenbaums.
Okay.
It's going
that makes sense. That's your number one movie, so most things would be below your number one movie.
Going below 13 Assassins.
Okay. That's your number 5 movie.
It's going below Harold and Maude.
Okay, you're out of your top 10. It's not in your top 10.
It's going below City of God.
City of God. Okay, all right. You're getting. That's
It's going
16.
above
That.
Let the Right One In.
Let the right one in. Okay, we're in the 16 to 24 range right now if you're following along with us.
It's going below The Goonies.
Hey, everybody, let's just see me fuck you, Jay Golden, right now.
Below The Goonies. Okay, I'm with you on The Goonies. I also ranked it below The Goonies.
It is going below The Goonies. I'm going at number 18.
Number 18, right above Frighteners. Oh, great.
Yeah.
Zed.
Zed's dead. I'm going right above Frighteners. Or should I go below Frighteners? What was Frighteners about again?
Frighteners was the ghost movie with
Michael J. Fox?
Michael J. Fox.
Yeah. Throw this under that one. Going 19. Going right above Brick.
This one's better than the Frighteners.
Going above Brick.
This is John Carpenter, man, not
You're
Peter
right.
Jackson.
You're right. Going 18. Going above the Frighteners.
18. Frighteners, got him.
I'm easily swayed.
Peter Jackson is just as good as a director as John Carpenter is.
Peter Jackson just as good a director as John Carpenter.
Have you ever seen the Lord of the Rings trilogy?
Never heard of
I've
it.
only seen the second one.
Well, that one alone puts him there.
Puts him? No,
I
sir.
liked the first Lord of the Rings. The other two were okay.
What? The third one is absolutely insanely amazing.
Too many endings.
No, there was
Too
so
many
many
endings.
endings. You never wanted it to end. Every
It just
time you're
keeps
like,
ending.
because every time you're like, fuck, is that going to be it? And then it would happen. You're like, oh god, we're going to see this again. And then it would be it. And you'd be like,
another
fuck.
scene.
And then when
After
it ended, I was
3.5
just like,
hours, it's like another scene.
yeah, but that Jake,
What
that
the
those
fuck?
movies were fucking just.
Yeah.
Oh man, those were really good movies, man. They
I've
were
heard.
so good.
I've heard they're pretty good.
They're so good. They're
I've
so
he-
good.
I mean, I've seen them once. I think I've seen all of them once. Maybe the
We're
Lord
gonna
of
have
the
to
Rings.
watch it. We're
the
gonna have
first
to watch
one.
the trilogy.
I've
We're
seen.
gonna have to watch the trilogy, dude.
I've seen the movie.
We're gonna have to watch it.
Why would we have to do that when I've seen these movies? When we've all seen these movies?
I'm not gonna not watch.
Just because I think the 2 and 3 are kind of boring. We don't have to watch the fucking trilogy.
I never saw the second one. I'm admitting it now, so we have to watch the trilogy.
You never saw the second one? The tree one? The one with the dude at the talking tree? Dude, you saw all of them, you liar. You've seen them all multiple times. Frozen? Or are you just stupid?
The answer is yes. He was frozen.
We gotta watch it. I never saw the second one.
Okay.
Oh shit. You've definitely
never
seen the second one.
So we
Should
gotta
we-
watch the trilogy. That's my pick, baby.
Let's wrap this up. You can't pick one that you've never seen. You got to pick something that someone else has never seen.
Fucking figure it out. We're probably not gonna do
I
the
need to
fucking-
see it.
I'm not doing that. I don't have time for 3 goddamn.
And we got to do
3-hour
the
movies.
director's cuts if we're gonna do them too.
It's gonna be 12 and a half hours of a movie, no doubt.
Yeah. Well, how about episode 100? How about we did
All right.
the trilogy for
All right.
50?
All right.
We'll do episode 100. We'll do the extended.
All right.
Fucking. If we make it that far.
We're gonna have to start now. Are you saying that because you don't think we're gonna make it to 100, Jake? That's what I'm kind of feeling.
Ooh. Nah, not
You don't think we're gonna make it
necessarily.
to 100? What do you mean? We're only
I'm just putting it
44
off.
movies away.
Well,
Just
I
put
mean,
it off.
he's just saying something. You know, that's like something you would say, like remember in The Office when he offered to give all those kids scholarships because he didn't really.
Mike.
I think he just did. I think Jake just did that.
Mike's
to us.
kids or something.
Yeah, what were they called?
Mike's little achievers.
Yeah, Mike's. Yeah, something like that.
Yes,
I think I kind of did that.
All of that.
I think I kind of did that. Maybe I did that.
Well, we're 100.
We'll
We're watching on 100. I'll be quiet until we get to around 98, and then I'm gonna remind you.
All right, dude. Fine. Get ready.
Well, what are we gonna watch next?
The Deer Hunter by Michael Cimino.
Oh, sick.
Shut up.
Wait, whose choice is it?
Schwartz's. Matthew Schwartz.
Oh, so we're watching The Deer Hunter next week. Follow us on Instagram, Make Me Watch Movies, MMwM_podcast. Follow Schwartz on Instagram. Follow Jake on Instagram. He's got 6 of them. Shout out to the big cat.
Meow.